A girl kicked out at 18, sleeping in a freezing car while her family moved on. 12. My name is Shelby Bennett. I'm 30 years old. You're not worth the trouble anymore, my father said, standing in the hallway with his arms crossed while my sister measured my bedroom window for new curtains behind him. I was 18. It was November 14th, 26 degrees outside. I had $42 in my pocket, a 2003 Honda Civic with a cracked heater, and no one to call. I slept in that car for 3 nights straight. Not once did my phone ring. Not my mother, not my sister, not a single soul from the family that raised me. My father, Gerald Bennett, was a United States Marine for 14 years. He ran our house like his unit, lights out at 10, chores on a rotation chart, and absolutely no back talk. My mother, Patricia, was soft-spoken and gentle, the kind of woman who would bake cookies for a neighbor's funeral, but couldn't look her husband in the eye when he was angry. Then there was Jocelyn, my older sister, 20, the golden child. She had a gift for knowing exactly what my father wanted to hear. Me? I was the loud one, the difficult one, the one who asked why when everyone else said, yes, sir. The night of November 14th started with a smell. My father claimed he caught something strange drifting from upstairs. He announced he would be inspecting both bedrooms. He started with my room, pulled open the top drawer of my desk, and there it was, a small Ziploc bag with something green inside. I'd never seen it before in my life. He didn't ask me a question. He just pointed at the hallway and said, pack your things. I looked past him. Jocelyn stood at the end of the hall. She wasn't surprised. She smiled small, quick, then turned and walked away. I turned to my mother. She was standing in the kitchen doorway, dish towel twisted between her hands, tears already running. Mom, please, it's not mine. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. My father's voice cut through. Patricia, don't. She closed her mouth, looked at the floor, and said, just go, honey. Let him cool down. She never talked to him. Not that night. Not in 12 years. I went upstairs. While I was stuffing jeans into a garbage bag, Jocelyn appeared in the doorway holding a tape measure. I'm so sorry this happened, Shell, she said. But her eyes were already scanning the room, measuring for curtains before I'd finished packing. I dragged my bag down the stairs, across the living room, through the front door. As I stepped off the porch, I heard Jocelyn's voice behind me. I tried to warn you, Dad. She's been like this for months. I sat in the Honda, turned the key. The heater blew cold air. 26 degrees. $42. And that was that. The first night, I parked in the Walmart lot. I pulled my jacket tight and sat there with the engine off. The windshield frosted over within an hour. The second night, I moved to the lot behind the public library. At 3 a.m., a flashlight hit my window. A security guard knocked gently. You okay, miss? That man, a stranger whose name I never learned, was the first person to ask me if I was okay in 48 hours. The third night, my fingers went numb around 9 p.m. and didn't come back. I tried calling my father. Blocked. My mother. 6 rings, no answer. Jocelyn. Straight to voicemail. At 11 p.m., I called my best friend, Rachel Hollis. She picked up on the second ring. Shelby, what's wrong? I couldn't get the words out. Stay right there, she said. Mom's coming. 32 minutes later, Diane Hollis stepped out of her minivan and opened my car door. She took one look at me, purple lips, white fingertips, my whole body trembling, and wrapped a blanket around me. You're safe now, she said. That's the only thing that matters tonight. The next morning, Diane sat me down at her kitchen table and said something I'll never forget. You deserve a seat at a table where you don't have to fight for a plate. 11 words from a woman who owed me nothing. I cried for an hour. I stayed with the Hollis family. I finished my GED, worked at CVS, and started applying to community college. 2 weeks after I left, I wrote my father a letter by hand. I told him the drugs weren't mine. I told him I loved him. I told him I just wanted to come home. I mailed it on a Tuesday. It came back 4 days later, still sealed. Across the front, in my father's handwriting, returned to sender. He didn't open it. He didn't want to know what his 18-year-old daughter had to say. I put that envelope in a shoebox. I kept it for 12 years. Meanwhile, my father told everyone I had a drug problem and chose to leave. Jocelyn dropped out of the art school he'd paid for. My mother created a fake Facebook account just to watch my life from a distance, but never reached out. I kept going. Nursing school. 2 jobs. For years of not enough sleep and too much coffee. I graduated summa cum laude in 2017. For people sat in the audience, Diane, Rachel, and 2 coworkers. No one from the Bennett family. I became a nurse, then a nurse practitioner. In 2021, I opened a free clinic for homeless veterans. I named it Second Chance Community Clinic, not because I believe in second chances, but because I know what it feels like when nobody gives you one. The Columbus Dispatch wrote an article. NBC4 did a segment. And that article found its way to my father. 12 years after kicking me out, Gerald Bennett sent me a LinkedIn message. Shelby, it's your dad. I saw an article about your clinic. I always knew you had it in you. I'd like to talk. Mom misses you. We all do. I didn't respond immediately. Then he sent another. The family would love to hear from you. Jocelyn's been asking about you too. Jocelyn. The sister who framed me. The sister who texted a friend the night I was kicked out. LOL, I moved my stuff to Shelby's desk just in time. Dad's about to lose it. Followed by a laughing emoji. I had the screenshot. Megan found it on an old phone and sent it to me. I sat down and wrote my reply. I attached 2 things, a photo of the unopened letter he'd returned, and that screenshot. Here's what I wrote. Dad, you said I wasn't worth the trouble. Here's what happened after you decided that. November 14th, 2013, 26 degrees. You told me to pack my things. You didn't ask if the drugs were mine. I slept in a car for 3 nights. A security guard asked if I was okay before my own family did. December 2013, I wrote you a letter. You mailed it back unopened. Return to sender. Your handwriting. 2014, I got my GED while working double shifts. No one clapped. 2015, I started nursing school. I paid for it myself. 2017, I graduated summa cum laude. 4 people were in the audience. You weren't one of them. Mom wasn't one of them. 2021, I opened a free clinic for homeless veterans, the kind of men you served with. And here's what you never knew. The drugs weren't mine. They were never mine. Jocelyn put them there. I have the proof, a text message she sent that night laughing about it. Your 18-year-old daughter wrote, I love you. I just want to come home. You mailed it back like junk mail. I don't hate you. But I can't give you the reunion you're looking for. You're not reaching out because you miss me. You're reaching out because my name was in the newspaper. I won't be your story. I'm my own. I sent it at 11:47 p.m. and closed my laptop. Here's what I learned later. Gerald read the message in his living room. He walked out to his truck and sat there for an hour crying. Patricia found him through the window, not the quiet kind of crying, but the kind that shakes your shoulders. When he came inside, he handed her the phone. Read it. She did. Then she cried too. Gerald drove to Jocelyn's apartment the next morning. He showed her the screenshot. She said, that's taken out of context. He said, your sister slept in a car for 3 nights because of you. Then he left. He hasn't spoken to her since. Patricia called me for the first time in 12 years. I should have been your mother first and his wife second. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to earn that back. At my clinic's grand opening, I looked across the parking lot and saw Gerald's truck. He stood at the edge, baseball cap pulled low, not moving closer. Our eyes met for a second across 40 feet of concrete and 12 years of silence. I nodded once. He nodded back. Then he got in his truck and drove away. He emails once a month now. Short messages, never pushing. I respond to about half. My mother and I meet at cafes. We're not ready for the big conversations yet. Jocelyn has never apologized. I still have that Honda. It sits behind my clinic with dead batteries and flat tires. On hard days, I walk out and put my hand on the hood. I remember the girl in the Walmart lot, 18 years old, terrified, completely alone. She deserved to be saved. And because no one came, she saved herself. If you're in that car right now, you need to know something. You don't need anyone to open the door for you. You just need to find the person who will say you're safe now. And if you can't find that person yet, be that person for yourself. You can. I'm proof. My father told me I wasn't worth the trouble. 12 years later, 200 veterans a month walk through my doors because someone decided they were. My name is Shelby Bennett. I'm 30 years old. And I was always worth the trouble. If Shelby's story touched your heart, please like and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe to Heartland Stories for more real-life emotional journeys. Remember, you are always worth the trouble.